Kumusta? Buhay balo? It's me again, Xian or Alexi. Anyway, so you may remember from from one of my last videos that I did a what if on if Gihun's daughter Song Ga-yeong ended up in the Squid Games. Well, I wanted to make a part 2 because I wanted to share more of these ideas on what could have happened if Ga-yeong ended up in the Squid Games. So anyway, let me get into this. So I'm gonna start off in season 2, and this will be in the rebellion episode. So Gihun again explains his plan of the rebellion, but as he sees the presence of his daughter, he says, well, he thinks to himself, and he's like, you know what? I'll save my revenge plan for another time. Let's just get my kid out of here. But everyone disagrees and says, dude, you're right. We need to put an end to this. So we're either gonna do this with or without you, man. And with obviously no other choice, well, he did have a choice, but with him looking at the bigger picture here, he decides, okay, let's do it. Yeah. So he does it anyway, even though he does know it could be possible that Ga-yeong would get hurt or even killed, but he's gonna make sure that she stays safe. Anyway, so the rebellion begins, and then everything plays out the same. Gihun and Jongbei storm into the facility. They start to run out of ammo. Young Il, or the front man, or call him whatever you want, leads a small group to help Gihun and Jongbei. So they storm into the facility, and Daeho also still goes back to get the magazines, but freezes up still. And then Ga-yeong, looking at the magazines and hearing the gunshots from upstairs, then suddenly, in a big moment, in a mix of fear and righteousness, and in an ultimate act of courage, she brings the magazines, rushes upstairs, and gets the magazines to Hyunju and the others. And Hyunju thanks her, and then advises her that she should get back to the quarters. Ga-yeong agrees, and then she gets back into the quarters. Hyunju and the others manage to get up there to the facility, and then in this timeline, they manage to save Jongbei. Hyunju leads the charge, and they take out all the guards. And then after that, they are able to take out the guards and injure the front man, and they save Jongbei and Gihun. And then in the end, they capture the front man, and it's revealed that it's actually Young Il, who reveals himself as the creator of the games and reveals himself as Hwang In-ho, to which Gihun eventually realizes that's the name of Junho's older brother. Then after that, the games are put to a permanent stop and everyone survives. Happy ending for everyone. So basically, good ending, but the front man does say that you're no better than me. You sacrificed all those people just so you could stop the games. You're definitely, better than me. Anyway, yeah, so those words eventually struck Gihun and did make him realize that maybe the frontman was right. Yeah. But then Jongbei and Ga-yeong decide to comfort him, and saying that you did what you believed is the best. And it did cheer up Gihun a bit, but it did lead him to having a bit of a soul-searching journey, but that's not really important. So for my next idea here on what could have happened if Ga-yeong was in the games this is going to be in season 3 now. So this is going to be in the hide and seek game. So like I said in my original video, so in hide and seek, Gihun still gets the red and Ga-yeong still goes for blue. So she stays with Hyunju, Junhee, and Gyumja. And Gi-hun is still looking for Dae-ho because, well, not only did he cost the lives of so many people in the rebellion, but he could have also costed the life of his own daughter. So, so here, like in my original video, Gi-hun is not very much like that soulless shell that he was in season 3. He's more driven on the desire to protect his daughter at all costs. So he goes for Dae-ho because, you know. And then later on, when Myunggi's about to kill Hyunju, Ga-yeong warns Hyunju in time, and Hyunju dodges, and then later Junhee stops Hyunju and Myunggi. And after that, Myunggi agrees to help Junhee, Hyunju, Gyumja, and Ga-yeong escape. And Namgyu, while still drugged, he still decides to help because, you know. Anyway, so Young-sik still comes in, and then he tries to kill Junhee, but then, so Myunggi stops Young-sik, and then after that, Myunggi kills him instead of Gyumja and all that. And everything still goes out the same. So anyway, later, back at the dorm, Junhee reveals to Gyumja that Myunggi is the father of her child, and Gyumja is still pretty mad about Myunggi killing her son, Young-sik. Myunggi apologizes, and all that, and well, and Gyumja still tries to convince the other players to leave, but they all refuse. And then Gyumja still gives Gi-hun that very heartwarming speech, and that gave Gi-hun the encouragement he needed to keep going. And then here in this timeline, Ga-yeong hears Gi-hun's talk with Junhee before the jump rope game, and this strengthened her love for her father, that she was gonna stick by his side no matter what. So in the jump rope game, so Gi-hun still carries the baby, and Ga-yeong follows behind him, and they both manage to make it across. And player 96 still pushes people off, and then Gi-hun fights him and all that. And here, Hyunju is able to bring Junhee. Yeah, so even though Hyunju has like an injured leg, I'd still say that she could still be able to carry Junhee across, because Hyunju's an ex Special Forces member, so surely there's something she could do to, Anyway, so then in the final dinner, they all get to vote. So all the 5 original O players, player 100, player 203, and all those other players all vote O. And then here, this could go in basically 2 different ways. So Gi-hun, Myunggi, Junhee, Hyunju, and, well, Gyumja, so yeah, she also survives, all vote to leave along with Minsu and Ga-yeong. They all leave together. Okay, or let's just say, okay, why don't we just scrap that? So Gyumja dies in the jump rope game. Gi-hun, Myunggi, Junhee, Hyunju, and Minsu all vote X, and this time Ga-yeong has the deciding vote. So Ga-yeong will either vote to leave or press O, because she has different plans. So my first scenario is that she votes X, so they all get to go home and they put an end to the games for good. But I personally think I like this idea where she votes O, because this will add some suspense into the story, and because the show, I don't think I'd want the show to end without the final game. So she votes O, but not for the money, but for something else. Yeah. So that way she could gain the other O players' trust, so that way she can take them all out just to protect Junhee's baby. So Gi-hun still meets the frontman. The frontman still reveals himself to him and gives him the knife. Then the final game begins. Yeah, so, Gi-hun still doesn't kill them. So they target Min-soo and he still dies. Then they go after Junhee. Yeah, so they go after Junhee, then Myung-gi kills off one of the O players, and then it's a bloody fight to protect Junhee's baby. So Gi-hun still meets the frontman still reveals himself to him and gives him the knife. Then the final game begins. Yeah, so, Gi-hun still doesn't kill them. So they target Min-soo and he still dies. Then they go after Junhee. Yeah, so they go after Junhee, then Myung-gi kills off one of the O players, and then it's a bloody fight. And then after that, Ga-yeong backstabs the other O players and she sides with her father and the others. After that, Myung-gi and lets Junhee cross along with Hyunju and Ga-yeong, but then doesn't let Gi-hun cross because, he still doesn't think Gi-hun would be wanting to help them. So the finals. So then a fight breaks out on the final platform. So Myung-gi manages to overpower Hyunju, and then after that, the button comes up. Then after that, Myung-gi presses the button and is gonna kill Ga-yeong. But then after that, Gi-hun comes into the rescue and manages to save his daughter, and then, everything still goes out the same. And then after that, this either goes in two different ways. So one, either Gi-hun defeats Myung-gi and they all survive, Gi-hun, Ga-yeong, Junhee, and the baby, or this time, it still goes out the same in the original ending for Squid Game Season 3. They forget to press the button, and Gi-hun bids farewell to Junhee, the baby, and his own daughter, and still does his speech. We are not horses. We are humans. And humans are. So he sacrifices himself, and then Ga-yeong, Junhee, and the baby survive. And then, the American Squid Game still the American recruiter still comes, it still happens and all that. The frontman still survives. The VIPs. Much as I would think that's cool, I think I'd go with the ending where they press the button in time. Then after that, they all survive with the prize money, and they get the prize money, and then after that, they all live happy life. And some of you guys might not like this, but I would actually want to put in the ending where Gi-hun and Junhee actually do get together, like become a thing, become an item together. And, kind of like how Myung-gi accused Gi-hun in the ending of Season 3. He accused Gi-hun for stealing Junhee in the final round. And, I mean, to be fair, age gap couples do actually exist in real life, so it's not really anything new, but it would kind of be a little weird, pero I don't think there's not much wrong in that. And if that were to happen, I think people would start calling Gi-hun now the luckiest player in the entire Squid Game the entire Squid Game show. because not only would he now have more money and his life still, but and his daughter, but he'd also get like a hot girlfriend, and then also has another child, so he becomes like a stepfather and all that. Pretty cool, right? So, do you like it? Do you not like it? Leave your comments in the comment section below. That's all for me na. And alam po. Thank you for watching Buhay Balo. Well, basically my video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.